job, yet small enough to make sure your project matters. Quality doesn't cost. It pays. So pay the Rosebud Factory and Showroom a visit today. Or visit us online at rosebudwood.com.
First Premier Bank has deep roots in South Dakota. Our ag bankers are homegrown experts committed to helping you find the right financial solution for your operation. With extensive experience in the industry, First Premier offers flexible options and local decisions designed to help you today and for generations to come. Find a First Premier Ag Banker nearest you at firstpremier.com/ag. First Premier Bank, investing in your growth. Member FDIC.
This your place?
No, I live with my mom.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you hungry?
No, I just had a bite.
You want a corn dog or something like that? Mom! Corn dogs!
I'm good.
Mom! Corn dogs! You never know what she's doing in there. Mom!
He really needs to get a place of his own.
To the campus of Dakota State University, home of your Dakota State University Trojans. We have ourselves a heavyweight matchup tonight. The visiting team is the Montana Tech Ore Diggers out of Montana Tech versus your Dakota State University Trojans. Tonight, like I said, is a heavyweight battle between the 12th ranked Montana Tech Ore Diggers and your 7th ranked Dakota State University Trojans. We got our pregame show coming in about 30 seconds. We're going to take a quick break. Welcome back to Dakota State University's YouTube channel, home of your Dakota State University Trojans. We got our pregame show coming right at you right here. We're going to learn a little bit more about both teams. We're going to talk insights from the head coaches, and we're going to get ourselves into some lineups, talk about the difference in statistics, and really prep ourselves and get ready for this matchup tonight between the 7th ranked Trojans and the 12th ranked Montana Tech Ore Diggers. I'm Braxton Locker, your host tonight. We're excited to be joined here by the Frontier Conference, home of the Dakota State Trojans and Ore Diggers, for this NAIA Top 25 matchup. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups first for the Montana Tech Ore Diggers out of Montana. Their head coach is Jeff Graham. He's in his 4th season. They start number 10, Avery Carlson, a junior at 5'8", from Havre, Montana, and Havre High School. At another guard, a sophomore, she's a 5'10", from Butte, Montana, and Butte Central Catholic High School. That's number 22, Brooke Badovic. They have a senior guard and a player to watch from Plentwood, Montana. She's 5'9", number 30, Liv Wangren. They're going to start a forward at 6 foot from Billings, Montana, out of West High School, number 31, Hallie Haber. And then their post is 6 foot. She's a forward. She's a junior from Wyoming, number 40, Olivia Nielsen. So a deep lineup tonight for the Ore Diggers, but is definitely matched by your Dakota State Trojans as they're going to start David Moe, head coach in his 9th season. He starts number 1, Bria Wasman, a guard, 5'5", junior from Sibley, Iowa. They're going to start Brooke Gunderson, a 5'6", senior from Buffalo, Minnesota. They're going to start number 5, Caitlin Dyer. She's 5'4", and a redshirt junior from South Australia. The lady in the middle is 5'11", she's a senior from Colton, South Dakota. That's Tabor Teal. And then at another wing, 5'7", junior from Sioux Falls High School, number 30, Sierra Watkins. A lot of depth for the Trojans, a lot of depth for the Ore Diggers. Let's get into some of those pregame cues. I got to talk to both coaches before the game. First, starting with the Montana Ore Diggers and their head coach, Jeff Graham. He talked a lot about last year's matchup here. If you don't remember, Dakota State University played Montana Tech in the first round of the opening round NAIA playoffs. The round of 64, the Ore Diggers came here to Madison, and it was a close match until about the 3rd quarter. You could tell the Ore Diggers got a little bit tired, and that's when DSU pulled away. And he mentioned that. He mentioned they need to handle the pressure of the moment. DSU likes to force a lot of pressure onto the Ore Diggers, and he knows that that's going to be extremely important to stop that pressure. He also said we got to limit the big runs. DSU is a scoring-heavy team, scoring one of the highest amounts in the Frontier Conference. How do we limit that? Got to stop the O boards. Tabor Teal does a great job on the boards. Angelina Chappell, all of the Trojans do a great job on the offensive boards. Jeff really said that they needed to slow their roll, to get the ball in their hands to slow the game down. Talked a lot about Tabor Teal. You know, All-American, first team All-Conference in the North Star last year. How do we limit her success, slow it down? But I think the main thing he relied on was keeping their heads up, playing with confidence. He said these girls are good girls. They're ready to go. They're ready for the moment, and he's excited to see them tonight. I also asked him during the pregame, during his 4-year stint here, he came from a high school in Montana, asked him about how he grew this program, how he took the time to develop the culture, and he stated a lot of really good things. He relied on the seniors when he got here. He said there was a couple fifth-year seniors, some fourth-year seniors that he really utilized to help him recruit. He's great friends with everybody throughout Montana, and it was really evident that he believes in his players. I'm really excited to watch them, he said. I'm excited to see them play. I think that's so important. And he mentioned also that, you know, the first and second years were the base, the building blocks to what was to come. Year 3 was a great showcase of them coming here and having a great game against one of the top teams in the nation, but that's not what they're striving for, and he's excited for this year. He's excited for the girls out there. He's excited for this team. He knows that they are going to make a deep playoff run, not only in the Frontier Conference, but in the NAIA tournament as well. For David Moe in the Lady Trojans, he is excited to be home. After 6 weeks, you know, a ton of games on the road in Montana. They were playing some non-conference matchups. He's really excited to be back here in the Trojan Fieldhouse. He specifically mentioned to me that the Trojan Nation is a huge success of why they are 10-0 at home. They haven't lost yet this year. He mentioned that the student section, this will be the first time in 6 weeks that they're going to play in front of a student section with Christmas break and students not being here. He's excited to see them come out tonight as they are going to be the difference, and they are credited to the 10 wins that they have here at home. He also said they need to disrupt their timing. They're a very tall team. They have some size, which is a little bit different than the style that the Trojans play. We need to disrupt them. We need to rebound. Rebound. I don't think he mentioned it enough to his girls this week that the keys to this game were going to be to rebound. He also said, as silly as it sounds, we need to get shots. We need to get shots off. Defensively, they're a great team. They close out well. They apply a lot of pressure when you're in the low post. We have to get shots. And last, you're not changing a ton. There's just going to be a lot more trust. Keep trusting the girls in the court. Keep trusting us as coaches. Trust everybody in attendance tonight that they're going to get it done. And they're ready to rally. They're ready to rally. This team is ready to make a run, and we're excited to watch them here. So we're going to take about a 2-minute break here. We're going to come back. We're going to get through some stats, and then we'll get ready to go rock and roll here at the Dakota State University Fieldhouse. You are listening to the Trojans YouTube channel, home of your Dakota State University Trojans.
At Dakota State University, we are rising. Rising to shape the future by solving the most critical challenges across technology, security, and sustainability for the betterment of humanity. Rising to meet critical workforce needs with cyber-savvy graduates who never stop learning. Rising to master the technologies of tomorrow in computer science, cybersecurity, data science, artificial intelligence, and quantum computing. Rising to lead the way as a nationally renowned STEM university, shaping a more advanced and secure future for all.
This is the DS Universe, a place where your world is what you make it, where your next chapter is written by you, and tomorrow is reinvented today. Welcome to the cutting edge of tech-powered, student-focused higher education. All here in Madison, South Dakota. This isn't science fiction. It's Dakota State University.
Welcome back to Dakota State University's YouTube channel, home of your Dakota State University Trojans, live for this heavyweight matchup between the visiting Ore Diggers and your Dakota State University Trojans. Let's get into some stats. We talked to coaches, but let's talk some stats. the biggest reason I mentioned this is there's a critical piece missing for the Montana Tech Ore Diggers tonight, and that's number 44, Hadley Humphreys. She went out with an injury earlier this week in practice. That's going to hinder them a lot because she is their leading scorer. She's averaging 11.5 points right now. But not only that, she's leading the rebounds as well, 7.4 a game. So she will be a big key missing piece for the Ore Diggers tonight. How do they rally around that? We're very excited to see. Some other leading scorers is Hallie Hauber. She's got 11.2 a game, and Liv Wanger, and she's at 11 points per game. For Montana Tech, they score around 72 points per game, and they only turn the ball over about 14.4 times. This is a really low number for them. They're excited. He pointed that out. Got to limit the turnovers. They've won 9 straight games, and this is the best start in program history for the Ore Diggers. They are very excited tonight. They have a 12-girl rotation. They rotate about 12 girls. Tonight it should be around 11 without Hadley Humphreys, but she, again, was their first-team all-conference player. She led a lot in the Frontier League. For the Lady Trojans, they are perfect at home, 10-0. They're going to have about 10 girls with over 10 minutes, and they're led by Tabor Teal. She was an All-American last year, all-conference. And they played these Ore Digger teams last year, and it was 81-63. At this time, we're going to turn it over for our national anthem. All right, let's get back into the stats here for the Trojans. They score around 81.8 points per game. This is a huge spread from what they allow in 62.2. Very fast-paced offense. They only turn the ball over 13.9 times per game on average. This is really efficient for them as well. They average a lot of chances at the rim on the fast break. They put a lot of pressure. But their best quarter by far for both teams is the third quarter, so that'll be a big test tonight. DSU has scored over 375 points of their 1,300 in the third quarter. And Montana Tech has scored 312 of their 1,091 points in the third quarter. Again, this is very important. You can see the starters there are listed, but we are ready to go and excited to meet your Dakota State University Trojans. All right, let's meet your Trojan starters. Number 1, Bria Wasman. Number 2, Brooke Gunderson. Number 5, Caitlin Dyer. Number 11, Tabor Teal. And number 30, Sierra Watkins. David Moe is the head coach. He is assisted by Jacob Strand. The graduate assistant is Carson Schmidt. And Danny Frisbee Griffin is the volunteer assistant coach. Like I said in the pregame show, we are very excited tonight. This is a heavyweight matchup. These girls are ready to go. They understand the pressure that comes with being not only the 1 seed in the conference, but a top 10 seed in the NAI, and you're in for one tonight. We're really excited for this. We're going to take a 2-minute break here, and we're going to come back ready for tip-off. All right, welcome back to Dakota State University, home of your Dakota State University Trojans. We're live on YouTube. For all those joining us, I'm Braxton Locker. It's great to have you here. We're excited. The house is packed. The student section is back, and we are ready to rumble. We got Wasman, Gunderson, Dyer, Teal, Watkins. And the tip is won by Montana Tech. That's taken by number 10, Avery Carlson. She'll dribble to the right, cross over to left, and pass it to the wing. That's number 22, Brooke Badnovic. She's back to Carlson at the top of the key, pressured by Dyer. They get it in to Nielsen. Nielsen, one dribble out to the top of the key. She'll swing it right. Dribble drive, and a shot by the Orediggers. No good. Rebound by the Orediggers. Battled for, and the referees are going to call it to the Orediggers. David Moe's keys to the game, and Coach Jeff Graham was to rebound. Rebound. Pass in here for the Orediggers is going to go to the top of the key. They'll get it to Nielsen. Nielsen with Dyer on her. She passes it off to Hauber. Hauber, no good, and we're going to get an offensive foul. Looks like an over-the-back call, or a push call, as we would call it now, on number 30, Liv Wangren. She is one of the returning keys to this Oredigger team at 5'9". She's a senior from Montana. Tabor Teal is going to dribble up. She's going to hand it off to Sierra Watkins. Watkins with a dribble drive. She gives to Brooke Gunderson. Gunderson will drive at the top of the key, go nowhere. Here comes Bria Wasman. Wasman into the lane. She finds Gunderson on the wing. Gunderson to the lane. She finds Dyer. Dyer to the corner. Little mix-up is 6 on the shot clock left. Caitlin Dyer going in, going up. Possibly got away with a double dribble. She throws it up and rebounded by the Orediggers. That's number 10, Avery Carlson. Carlson will give it up to number 30, Liv Wanger, and she's going to pass it in underneath to number 31. That's Hallie Hauber, and she scores the basket. 2-0, lead your Orediggers, get the first points of the game as the Trojans drive right back down with Tabor Teal at the top of the key. She passes it to Sierra Watkins in the corner. Watkins to the middle of the lane. Brooke Gunderson to the middle of the lane. Pass to the corner. Bria Wasman for 3. No good. Good box out there by number 40, Olivia Nielsen. Filling in for their first team all-conference, Hadley Humphreys, who is out with an injury tonight. Good for her to be right away executing on her coach's game plan of rebounding. Trojans are going to pressure really hard in the front court and the back court as Brooke Gunderson gets her hands on the ball. Stolen away by Bria Wasman. She makes a baseball pass that's intercepted by Wangren. Wangren dribbles to her right hand. Slightly, yep, they are going to call it. Caitlin Dyer with a hack across the arm for the foul. That'll be Caitlin Dyer's first foul for the Trojans, and we're going to already get some substitutions. Part of Coach Moe's plan is to keep these girls fresh. We're going to bring in Hampton Hines. We're going to bring Kenzie Simmons, and we're going to bring number 25, Ella Karstensen. Wangren will give the ball away to number 31. Hauber gives it underneath to Nielsen. Nielsen good with the right hand. 4-0, lead your Orediggers. Ella Carstensen, she's going to drive to the lane. She's going to get fouled. Yep. She had drove to the lane, got herself in a little trouble, but got bailed out there by Olivia Nielsen, her first, team's second of this quarter. Physical game already by both teams, trying to set the precedent here. Coach Jeff Graham over there pleading his case on the sideline. Some sort of confusion here. Not sure what's necessarily transpiring. Looks like Bria Wasman was having a conversation, but we'll get back playing. Bria Wasman with the inbound. She's going to look. She's going to find Tabor Teal. Teal, this is where she's really dangerous. When she's one-on-one, she goes to her right hand, no good, but she gets her own rebound. And she's going to find Wasman at the top of the key. She's going to get pressured well by the Ore Diggers. She hands it off to Hampton Hines, who goes in with the left hand. Great defense there by Avery Carlson, and the three-pointer is good! That's Kenzie Simmons. Kenzie Simmons, a light-out shooter when she's got space, and the Ore Diggers were slacking. Dribble drive by the Ore Diggers. Hauber, she is met with a miss. Ella Carstensen will dribble drive. She'll hand off to Tabor Teal. Again, you can't leave Tabor one-on-one. She's going to back down. They're going to double team. She kicks it out to the hot Kenzie Simmons. Pump fakes, dribble drives. Back to Tabor Teal for three. 2 in a row, no good. But a rebound, Bria Wasmond. Wasmond is going to dribble drive. She finds Tabor Teal underneath. Oh, and it's in and out. Halfway down was that ball as the Ore Diggers take over. Liv Wanger, and she dribbles with her right hand, finds underneath, and we're going to get a tie-up. Great defense there by both Kenzie Simmons and Ella Karstensen by collapsing down. We got more subs here. Sierra Watkins is going to come back. Caitlin Dyer is going to come back for the Ore Diggers. Number 11, that's Rachel Van Blaricorn. Number 21, Kylie Kahn. And number 23, Cameron Ketchum. Dyer is going to dribble past the timeline. She'll get it to Tabor Teal. Teal hands off to Hampton Hines from deep. No good. We've missed a couple, but we've also made a few. Ore Diggers come back with number 33, Haley Niebauer. She passes it over underneath to Kahn. Kahn to Carlson. Carlson good. Avery Carlson. Trojans will come across the timeline. They'll give to Ella Carstensen. She drives with her right hand, spins back to her left, and makes a tough finish. Great play there by both the assister and Ella Carstensen to get to the left hand. Pressure in the backcourt is the name of the game for the DSU Trojans. They get a lot of turnovers right here. You can't pick up your dribble. They'll pass it over and find an easy layup on the right hand for Kylie Conan, her 4th point of the game. Conan with a great job not panicking there, found herself open. Trojans will dribble across the timeline. They'll give to Tabor Teal. Teal looks underneath, does not find anything. She gives to Dyer. Dyer to Teal. Teal to Hines. Hines looks for Tabor Teal underneath, no good. In and out again for Tabor Teal. Seems like she gets the opportunity she wants, but just cannot convert right now as the Ore Diggers come back. Conan to Carlson. Carlson to the top of the key. That's Niebauer. Niebauer, long three for the Ore Diggers. Great box out by Hampton Hines, and we're going to get a foul as the welcome back to the DSU student section as they're giving it to the referee there, and they end up getting the call. We're going to get some more subs here. You're going to see number 44, Angelina Chappell. Number 3, Kenzie Simmons checks into the game. But first, we're going to get ourselves a media timeout. Let's take a 30-second break, and we'll be back. Welcome back to Dakota State University, home of your Dakota State University Trojans. We're live on YouTube. All those of you joining us surrounding the Madison area, maybe you Montana fans, welcome in. Welcome to some NAIA basketball here. Some top 15 NAIA basketball, as I should say, between the number 7th ranked Trojans and the number 12 Montana Tech Ore Diggers. All right, Bria Wasman is going to dribble. She'll pass to Angelina Chappell. She's going to pump fake and give up a 3. Wasman on the mismatch. She goes down, gives to Dyer. Dyer from the corner, no good. Rebound Chappell, but we're going to have a tie-up as number 11, Rachel Van Blaricorn, she comes in storming in and gets the tie-up underneath, and we're going to have Ore Digger basketball, Tech basketball. Full court pressure for the Trojans as they're going to inbound to Olivia Nelson. Nelson has a dribble, takes one dribble and picks it up. Not the opportunity you want as they give it to Van Blaricorn. Van Blaricorn to Nielsen. Nielsen to number 21. That is Kyle Conan. They're going to get a shot up. Jostled for the rebound, and Bria Wasman comes up with it. Wasman crosses the timeline. She dribble drives to her right hand, finds Dyer in the corner. Dyer dribbles with her left hand. She gives to Kenzie Simmons, who's been hot already from deep. No good, but long rebound goes to Simmons, back to her right hand. No good again. Digger basketball as they're going to cross the timeline. Minimal pressure there from the Trojans as Dyer applies it right as she crosses the line. She's going to give to Van Blaricorn. Van Blaricorn with her right hand picks up her dribble. She passes it out to the wing. Liv Wangren. Wangren pressured heavily by Dyer. Van Blaricorn. She gives underneath. Wangren. Underneath to Nielsen. Good defense by Angelina Chappell and a great box out as the Trojans maintain possession. She's going to give it a fast break. Sierra Watkins, and we're going to get a block. 2 shots for Sierra Watkins as a bang play goes the Trojans' way. Fouls on number 11 for the Ore Diggers. That's Rachel Van Blaricorn. Her first, team's 4th. Checking in is for the Ore Diggers is number 22. Sierra Watkins on the first one, up and no good. She struggled a little bit this year from the time stripe, has gotten better as the season goes. I think she's starting to feel her rhythm. She lines up for her second one. Second one drops in good. We're gonna get another substitution. Number 10, Madeline Hansen. Madeline Hansen is a freshman from Renner, South Dakota, Del Rapids High School. They're also going to check back in with Brooke Gunderson. Pressure by the Trojans as the Ore Diggers cross the time stripe. Tie up right there by Dyer, but they're going to get her for a foul. Coach David Moe pleads his case, but that's her second, folks. That's a big number 2 for Caitlin Dyer. That's the second as the Ore Diggers lead 8-6. Coach Moe begging for a tie-up, but the Trojans can't get it, and that's a big number 2 because she's got to go out of the game. They're going to bring back in Hampton Hines. Trojans are going to apply pressure to the Ore Diggers. The Ore Diggers are at the top of the key with Carlson. Carlson passes it over underneath. Shot, but rejected by Tabor Teal. As the new installed bleacher pads are banged on by the student section. Brooke Gunderson's going to drive with her left hand. She gives it up to Madeline Hansen. Hansen to Hines at the top of the key. She pump fakes, dribble drives with her left hand. Backdoor cut is denied by the Ore Diggers. Back to Hampton Hines, 10 on the shot clock. She gives it up to Teal. This is where she's really dangerous. Goes to her left hand and gets fouled. A late foul, but gets fouled. And that'll make her go to the line for 2. Fouls on number 40. Number 31, Hallie Hauber, her first, team's 5th. Teal will go to the line to shoot 2. We have ourselves a track meet here, folks. 2:39 left in this first, and we're out of breath. Teal's going to get some rest at the free throw line and sink the first free throw. She'll line back up and miss the second. Rebound by the Ore Diggers. Ore Diggers are going to look to go fast. They're coming across the timeline with Carlson. Carlson's been the main one to bring the ball up tonight. She dribble drives and looks for Nielsen. Nielsen's been big underneath. Not at the three-point line. That's 31, Hallie Hauber. Hauber makes some room, but doesn't get it to fall. Rebound by the scrappy Brooke Gunderson underneath. Madeline Hansen gets the ball, crosses the timeline. She looks to dribble drive with her left hand, finds Teal at the top of the key. Teal drives with her right hand, looks for something, finds Hampton Hines nearly out of bounds as Coach Jeff Graham is over there getting his Ore Diggers to play defense. Mackenzie Simmons, again deep in the shot clock, looks for Tabor Teal. She is not there, and that pass is intercepted by Carlson. Carlson's going to dribble drive with her right hand. She looks around, goes deep to Wangren. Wangren. Brooke Gunderson, scrappy defense on her. Wangren goes up, rejected again by Tabor Teal. Rebound go the Ore Diggers. and they get the 2 to fall. Hallie Hauber makes some room underneath, says, I'm here to play too. 10-7, the Orediggers lead. Madeline Hansen gives it up to Tabor Teal. Teal will dribble drive. Nothing there, she's stopped. She gives up to Brooke Gunderson, top of the key, pick and roll. Not there either, but they have a mismatch and a turnover. Coach Jeff Graham over there. I love the enthusiasm. He's cheering his girls on, doing exactly what he said in the pregame. Got to cause some disruptions, got to play good defense. Again, we're in a track meet here between these two teams as we have an inbound by the Orediggers. Orediggers are going to get pressured. A zone pressure looks to double team for the Trojans. They find Nielsen underneath. She's going to make the long pass to Wangren. Wangren underneath the Hauber. Hauber rejected again. Nielsen no good. Ella Karstensen is going to push the ball. Got the rebound, pushes the ball. Crosses the timeline, looks for somebody, nobody there. Tabor Teal goes to her right hand again, gets triple teamed, and Wangren slaps down on her arm, and we're going to get a foul. Foul on Wangren, that's her second, team's 5th plus, and we're going to get almost a near line change here as 4 fresh legs for Coach Graham coming to the game. Teal's going to shoot 2 here. Lines up for the first, and it's good. I think a key tonight for the Trojans is to make sure that they shoot well from the free throw line. Teal lines up, and she's good. We're going to get another substitution for the Trojans. Simmons is going to come into the game. So far, both teams are shooting a little bit under what they average shoot. Well under for the Trojans, only 2 for 12 from the field. Orediggers are going to inbound the ball. They're going to cross the timeline. Nielsen makes the long pass to number 14, Izzy Avery. Good defense there by Kenzie Simmons as a 5 count was almost had. She dribbles and gives up to the top of the key to Izzy. Izzy into the corner to number 33, Haley Niebauer. Niebauer nearly steps out of bounds and throws the ball away. Turnover goes to your Trojans.
Checking in number 25, Ella Karstensen.
3 turnovers for the Orediggers, 4 turnovers for your Trojans. That's a number you're going to want to watch tonight. Should be a telltale between this heavyweight matchup. 22 seconds, the shot clock is out. Bria Wasman's going to dribble at the top of the key, get no pressure. Coach Jeff Graham directing him. He's started at the baseline and finished at the almost time stripe. Bria Wasman goes to her left hand, finds Sierra Watkins in the corner. She's going to dribble drive, find Hampton Hines. Continually dribble drive. Bria Wasman for 3! At the buzzer, Bria Wasman! Wow! What an opportunity there as Bria Wasman sinks one at the buzzer, just like I'm sure Coach David Moe drew it up. We're going to take a 60-second timeout. Let's catch our breaths. We'll be back. Trojans lead 12, Orediggers 10. Welcome back. We're live in this heavyweight matchup between the number 12th ranked Montana Tech Orediggers at 10 and the Trojans, who lead with 12 points, the number 7th ranked team in the nation. We've played one, and it's felt like we've already played 2 full games here because of the pace that these ladies are playing with. Inbound for the Trojans by Chappell to Wasman. Wasman's going to cross the time stripe. She's going to give to Sierra Watkins. Watkins is a lefty, gets to her right hand, not her comfortable side. Wasman dribble drives again, nearly loses the ball. Ball's on the ground, and we're going to get a held ball possession to the Orediggers. Orediggers are immediately going to get pressured by the Trojans as Wangren takes it out of bounds. Wangren, she's gonna inbound it to number 10, Avery Carlson. Carlson crosses the time stripe with a long pass. She gives to Nielsen, top of the key. Trojans don't pressure, but she gives it up to Badnovic. Underneath pass to Wangren. Wangren uses her hand to kind of guide the defender around and ends up drawing a foul on herself. You can almost see that underneath. She reached around the back and got a foul called. That is her third. Her third, and she's going to stay in the game. No, she is going to come out of the game. Coach Jeff Graham kind of giving the refs a little bit of crap for that one, but Bria Wasmond will dribble drive at the top of the key. She's going to pass it up to Angelina Chappell. Wasmond from deep, no good, as she's pressured by Hampton Hines immediately. They give it up to Carlson. Carlson makes a long pass to Nielsen. They've done that a lot tonight. Got away with a travel there, but dribble drive. Good penetration by the Orediggers, and we're going to get a tie-up. Looks like Haley Niebauer really wanted that one. She ripped it out of the hands, but we'd already had a dead ball and a jump ball violation. So, Trojan possession. 12-10, 8:55 to go. Bria Wasmond, she's going to take the ball up, crosses, double screen on top, looking for a play to get Tabor Teal involved. Teal seals, doesn't get the look she wants. She gives to Ella Karstensen, who goes underneath. Dribble drive, spins twice, puts up a right-hander and no good. Rebound by Haley Haber. Haber gives to Carlson. Carlson is met with deep pressure by Bria Wasmond, but a quick foul there. Bria Wasmond's first, team's first of this quarter. Fans, remember to stick around at halftime. We're going to have a celebrity guest on to do a little interview. So stick around. Inbound by the Orediggers. Montana Tech has done a good job with handling this front and backcourt pressure so far. Dangerous pass as Niebauer recovers. She gets it back underneath and gets rejected. And they're going to get a foul. Looks like Haley Haber went up there with the left hand, and Sarah Watkins is going to get tagged with her first foul. That first free throw is no good there, as the student section, welcome back to them after a long break. Make sure to let her know. Haber, no good on the second one. As the Trojans rebound and look to cross the timeline. Bria Wasmond dribbles with her right hand, goes back to her left. She gives to Kenzie Simmons. Simmons dribble drive, right hand, throws up a prayer, and it's good! Mackenzie Simmons throwing one up, getting it to drop, and we got a foul on the Orediggers, number 21. Kenzie Simmons is going to go to the line to convert on the old-fashioned and one three-point play. Simmons bounce, 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 no good. Rebounded by the Orediggers. Orediggers are going to look to push with Carlson. Carlson gives it up to the Badnovic. She dribble drives with her right hand and scores. That's Brooke Badnovic. As a long pass is going to get tipped by the Orediggers. Hansen will check back in for the Trojans. 7:32 left. Trojans are going to have it underneath. Pass to the top of the key goes Madeline Hansen. Hansen goes to Simmons. Dribble drive with her left hand. Pump fakes twice. Looks no good. Just long off the top of the iron. Carlson. She finds in the corner Brooke. Brooke down underneath. As there comes Sierra Watkins to cause a little pressure. Back to Carlson, top of the key. She gives back to Brooke. Brooke, right-handed dribble underneath number 31, Hallie Hauber. Hauber with the right hand, no good. Pushed by the Trojans. Trojans find Tabor Teal, top of the key. She drives right hand, left hand, no good again. In and out all night for Tabor Teal as she struggles to get the ball all the way down the cylinder. Good pressure there. Got to be careful, Caitlin Dyer. You got a couple fouls. Top of the key, back to Carlson. Carlson's going to drive with her right hand, be met by pressure. She finds in the corner, that's Niebauer. Niebauer underneath, rejected again. And we're going to have a foul on the ground, they say. Foul on the ground on number 30. Sierra Watkins, that's her second foul already. So quick 2 there for Sierra Watkins as well. Coach David Moe takes her out of the game. Diggers with some substitutions as well. Underneath for Montana Tech. They get it to the top of the key. That's number 22. Great defense there by Kenzie Simmons. Ball is still loose. Underneath, finally, to Van Blaricorn. She goes underneath. Top of the key, Van Blaricorn, 3, no good. Rebound goes Tabor Teal. Teal is going to be met with no pressure. She gets to the three-point line, gets to her right hand. That's when she gets double team, finds the open. Caitlin Dyer in the corner, and bang! That's good. Trojans capitalize on a double team. Diggers come right back with some pressure, but there she is, the pest, Caitlin Dyer, digging at the ball to get it out. Angelina Chappell will come back to the game, as well as Ella Karstensen. Diggers have the ball underneath. They're going to get it in to Hauber. Hauber gives it off to Badovic, rebounded by Chappell. Chappell is going to go. She gives to Madeline Hansen. Madeline Hansen dribbles across the timeline and gets to Ella Karstensen. Ella Karstensen back to the corner. Caitlin Dyer, deja vu, no. Rebounded, in and out again, missed for the Trojans as the Diggers come back. Great defense there by Madeline Hansen. Rebound go the Trojans. It's back and forth here. Madeline Hansen finds Ella Carson. She pump fakes, goes for her right hand, misses it, gets her own rebound, strong off the glass. Backcourt pressure by the Trojans. And we're going to get a slight foul there. It looks like it was really, really close. But we're going to get a foul on the Trojans. That's number 2, Brooke Gunderson. Her first of the game, team's fourth of the quarter. Gunderson foul, 4th in this quarter. 2nd in the game. Diggers are going to cross the timeline. They're going to give it up. Carlson at the top of the key. She'll hand it off to Hauber. Hauber to the corner. She gives it up to another Digger. Dribble drive by number 22, Badovic. She cashes out 2 points as the Trojans lead 19-14. Angelina Chappell gets it at the top of the key. She's going to give to a back-cutting Ella Karstensen, misses again, then gets fouled by Nielsen. Great job there by slipping the defender, then getting fouled after she got her own miss and rebound. And we're going to get a media timeout here. We got ourselves a ball game here, folks. 19-14, Trojans lead, 4:41 left to go in the second quarter. You're listening to the Dakota State University YouTube channel, home of your Dakota State University Trojans. We're going to take a quick break. Welcome back as the chicken dance plays in the background here. We're live on Dakota State University's YouTube channel, home of your Dakota State University Trojans. Ella Carstensen at the line. She makes the first 1 out of 2, the front leg of the 2. Carstensen back at the line and swishes on the second substitution is number 30, Sierra Watkins, as Gunderson goes out of the game. More pressure here by the Trojans as the Orediggers take it out of bounds. They'll find Badovic. Badovic gives it up to number 33. That's Niebauer. Niebauer nearly turns it over if it wasn't for Ella Carstensen tipping the ball out of bounds. Orediggers are going to have the ball again. 3 seconds to cross the timeline. This is really important because Trojans do this a lot. Force teams into turnovers by taking 10-second violations. Should just literally get it in. Carlson's going to throw up a prayer and find an Oredigger. She gives it up to Van Blaricorn. Van Blaricorn underneath to Haley Haber. Haber right-handed, good. 16-21, Trojans lead. Here comes the speedy Trojans. Angelina Chappell looks pump fakes on the three-pointer, finds Ella Carstensen. She drives with her right hand, goes back to her left, takes an extra step and travels. She pleads her case there with the with the referee, trying to say that she held her foot. We're gonna get another substitution. Bria Wasman comes into the game. Again, deep pressure here by the Trojans. They get it into Van Blaricorn. She looks to pass it right away to Badovic. Badovic back to Van Blaricorn. Back to Van Blaricorn. She gives it up to an unexpected Holly Niebauer. Rebound go the Trojans, and they look to push. Ella Carstensen at the wing. She gives it up to Bria Wasman. Wasman with her right hand. She finds Hampton Hines for a deep three. Good for your Trojans. Another three-pointer. 24-16, the lead grows for the Trojans. Orediggers are looking to cross the timeline, met with a lot of pressure, barely get it across, 3 seconds left. They then get it underneath to Niebauer. Niebauer standing straight up, and she's going to get a foul on Hampton Hines. Little confused there as Hampton thought she stood straight up. Referee thought she moved her feet a little bit, and we're going to get 2 shots for Haley Niebauer. Niebauer at the free throw line. She looks and makes the first. Niebauer will get her second one up and good. 18-24, 3:21 left to go in the second. Trojans lead. Bria Wasman crosses the timeline. She gives up to Brooke Gunderson. Gunderson to Simmons on a little pick and roll. Simmons gets the ball knocked away, but Brooke Gunderson recovers. Looks like maybe a little bit of a flop there, nothing called. Long pass across to Bria Wasman, and she drains that one deep in the corner. Bria Wasman. Hardcore pressure again by the Trojans in the backcourt. Crossing the timeline goes Carlson. Carlson goes to the middle lane. She finds Nielsen. Nielsen, right hand dribble, picks up her dribble. Bad thing to do. They go back underneath to Niebauer. Niebauer rejected by Tabor Teal, and we got ourselves a scrum for the ball. Jump ball. Possession goes to the Montana Tech Orediggers.
Checking in for the Orediggers, number 22, Brooke Bandovic. Number 14, Izzy Arabe.
Brooke Bandovic is back in the game. Carlson's going to go underneath with the ball. Carlson takes the ball inbound. She finds an open, but slipped. Number 31, Hallie Haber. Possession goes to the Trojans. Another turnover for Montana Tech. Bria Wasman, she's going to dribble drive with her right hand across the timeline. She finds Tabor Teal as they communicate on a little bit of a pick and roll. Great play by Tabor Teal. Gets stopped by Nielsen, though. Even better defense. Long three. Hampton Hines, no good. Rebound goes to the Trojans. Tabor Teal. Teal gets stopped right away. They've done a good job of shutting her down. She seals and gets called for an offensive foul on the seal. Little confusing there, as it seemed like it was just a common pick and roll, but he thought that she obstructed her. So we go inbound with the Orediggers. Great pressure again by Bria Wasman to swat it away. Not sure Jeff Graham's, he really likes to bring his post players up to get the ball on the inbound. Not really sure. It's worked so far tonight. Good pass, but not there. She recovers. Long pass and a 10-second violation. I mentioned it. It happens at least once a game for these Trojans. They get a turnover via the 10-second violation. Possession goes to the Trojans. Carlson, she's going to actually put a little bit of pressure on Bria Wasman. Wasman fights it off right away and gets the ball back. 1:47 to go. Tabor Teal picks up her dribble. Not a great place. 10 seconds on the shot clock. 7, 6, 5. Right hand goes Tabor Teal, and she scores. Took her a little while, but that ball finally trickled down for her. As Caitlin applies some pressure, a long pass, out of bounds, turnover, Trojan basketball. Another great opportunity to show you why Dakota State University is ranked one of the best, most efficient defensive teams in the Frontier and in the NAIA because of that right there. Their pressure on the press is better than any team I have ever watched play. Dribble drive by the Trojans. They're going to go to the Tabor Teal, top of the key. In and out again. That's a lot tonight. Great hustle play again. The Trojans are getting a lot of these long rebounds. Dribble drive, Tabor Teal. She gets triple teamed, fighting off Orediggers. Wasman drives with her left hand. Finds Sierra Watkins underneath, who is tackled. Hard foul. And we're going to get a foul as the student section is definitely making a lot of noise. It helps to have them back. Like I said in the pregame show, the Trojans are 10-0 at home, have not lost. Wasman underneath. She gives to Tabor Teal. Teal backs him down and gets the foul. Looks like number 11, Rachel Van Blaricom, gets a foul on the back down. Tabor's second foul, so a little bit of foul trouble here. 57 seconds left to go, though. Reminder, fans, stick around at halftime. We got a special guest coming to join us here. We'll do a little Q&A with them. Orediggers get the ball in. They're going to get it to Hauber. Hauber makes a dangerous pass intended for Carlson, but ends up in Van Blaricom. Pressure there by Angelina Chaplin. She knocks the ball away. Trojan basketball, 38 seconds to go. Can you get a 2-for-1 here? Quick dribble drive by Bria Wasman. They're gonna get a 2-for-1 right here, as the shot clock is not quite out yet. 27 seconds. Long, dangerous pass there by the Orediggers. Hauber brings it out. She looks to find Carlson. She does. Pressure by Wasman. 17 on the shot clock. No more than a couple 10 separate the shot in game clock. Carlson again looks to maybe conserve to get the last shot. She's going to drive, be pressured by Dyer, and Dyer's going to get another foul. That is her third foul here in this first half. She's got to come out of the game. So a little bit of foul trouble here for your Trojans. 7.9 shot clock is out. Orediggers are going to go to the line to shoot 2. Really tough foul there. Not only is it Dyer's third, but it also means the Orediggers get to go to the line and shoot 2. Carlson at the line converts on the first. Carlson spins the ball, dribbles 3 times, another one good. Substitution for the Orediggers is number 14, Izzy Avery. So Trojans are going to try to conserve some time as Bria Wasman crosses the timeline. 4 seconds. Should have been maybe a foul there. Sierra gives it up, and no good by Ella Carstensen on the prayer. So that'll do it for the first half. 31-20. Trojans extend their lead a little bit. We're going to take a good 5 to 7 minute break here. We're going to come back with a Q&A hosted by me, interviewing our athletic director, Bud Postma.
At Dakota State University, we are rising. Rising to shape the future by solving the most critical challenges across technology, security, and sustainability for the betterment of humanity. Rising to meet critical workforce needs with cyber-savvy graduates who never stop learning. Rising to master the technologies of tomorrow in computer science, cybersecurity, data science, artificial intelligence, and quantum computing. Rising to lead the way as a nationally renowned STEM university, shaping a more advanced and secure future for all.
First Premier Bank has deep roots in South Dakota. Generations of ag producers have relied on our homegrown lending experts to help them grow and transition. With flexible solutions and local decision-making, you can count on First Premier Bank to meet you where you are, in life or in the field. That's how we've grown into one of the nation's strongest community banks. First Premier, member FDIC.
For over 50 years, Rosebud Wood Products has been serving America's cabinetry needs. Family-owned and operated, with employees who have been a part of the Rosebud family for decades. They're big enough to handle any job, yet small enough to make sure your project matters. Quality doesn't cost. It pays. So pay the Rosebud Factory and Showroom a visit today. Or visit us online at rosebudwood.com.
First Premier Bank has deep roots in South Dakota. Our ag bankers are homegrown experts committed to helping you find the right financial solution for your operation. With extensive experience in the industry, First Premier offers flexible options and local decisions designed to help you today and for generations to come. Find a First Premier Ag Banker nearest you at firstpremier.com/ag. First Premier Bank, investing in your growth. Member FDIC.
This your place?
No. I live with my mom.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you hungry?
No, I just had a bite.
You want a corn dog or something like that? Mom! Corn dogs!
I'm good.
Mom! Corn dogs! You never know what she's doing in there. Mom!
He really needs to get a place of his own.
At Madison Regional Health System, your unique needs and a positive healthcare experience matter. We are proud supporters of area sports and are here to meet the healthcare needs of our athletes and their loved ones. From routine healthcare to unfortunate sports-related injuries, our compassionate healthcare professionals are committed to providing quality healthcare close to home. We are honored to be your healthcare team and happy to help keep you in the game.
First Premier Bank Free Plus Checking gives you the freedom to experience life, to enjoy the things you love, and to breeze through checkout lines with free mobile wallet features. Bank anywhere you want with online account opening and instant issue debit cards. Feel the freedom of no fees, no minimum balances, and no unpleasant surprises. First Premier Bank Free Plus Checking. Apply online or at any branch location. First Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Things going, gets that momentum going in the fall and things, and volleyball had it going right with them, and
Absolutely.
Then they had a couple injuries and just a couple bad road trips and kind of derailed their train a little bit. But yeah, football, what a great year for them. A little disappointed we missed out on the playoffs, but they stacked 2 good years on top of each other. We can put another one like that again this year. I think we'll get in the playoffs, but it does. It sets the stage for the fall, and then moving forward into the winter sports, and the winter sports have been dynamic. Other than a little hiccup in Montana with the men's and women's.
Yep.
I mean, we lost 4 games by a total of 8 points.
Right.
Total. So just a little bump in the road, but take away that. they're off to incredible starts. Women are 14-3, men 13-3. Indoor track might be off to I've only been here a couple years, but I've lived here a long time. The things they're doing and our records in the track board are incredible, and we're breaking and tying and number 2 on the record board. So they're doing some. Not only are they competing well and doing well in the meets, they're doing incredible times, jumps, throws, and stuff like that. So it's exciting. It's an exciting time to be a Trojan right now. I can tell you that much.
Absolutely, and I think we talked about this the other night at Coach's Corner. Probably the most proud moment you have is to report on your GPAs. What a great semester by the Trojans.
Oh my gosh. Not being a stellar student myself, I know it's hard to believe for those listeners out there. But I do understand how college works and how that all works. That it's about the student, then the athlete. And last year our team cumulatives were incredible, and this fall I was a little worried, with the travel, with volleyball and football especially. I was a little worried that our GPAs would drop, but I mean, I got it right here in front of me. Our 2 big teams, the esports and football, are at 3.1, middle 3.1s, and then the next lowest is 3.3, all the way up to 3.9.
Wow.
Fall GPAs, team GPAs. And you look at football, 3.1, 3.2. You say, oh my, yeah, so. That's 121 players at 3.1, 3.2.
Right.
I mean, that's incredible. And, volleyball was, just about 3.8, and everywhere in between. And I think that's the best part. I mean, not only are we winning on scoreboards and throws and distances, we're winning in the classroom, and at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. And I tell the coaches all the time, I tell anybody that'll listen all the time that I love to win. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I love to win in what I see when I see the reports.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, for those listeners who it's maybe been a while since they've been in school, a 3.0 is a B average, a B student. And many times you're on the B honor roll, and it's a big deal.
Yes.
But, these students are now consistently getting Bs and As, limiting Cs, Ds, and below that. And they're really pressing on the gas pedal to create not only a great culture athletically, but academically as well.
And they're setting the standard. I mean, when kids come and visit for recruits, we got a few recruits here tonight, they know what it's like. They know what's expected. Yep. You're not going to come in here and drop our GPA and think a 2.5 is good enough. Now, everybody can't be a 4.0 student. We know that. So you're going to have that student that struggles, and a 2.75 is really good for him or her.
Right.
And I was one of them, and I don't know if I necessarily struggled or just didn't try hard enough, but I was. But if I were on these teams today, I would be getting in trouble with my teammates because they would be on me to get that up, and I think that's good because I love the commercial from the NCAA. We're all going to be professionals in something other than sports.
Right.
And I love the kids. The basketball players and volleyball players I get to see the most because they're right here by my office.
Yep.
And so I get to see them, and they're great kids. I still call them kids, still call them boys and girls, because they're just kids to me. But, the football players, the track kids, the soccer girls, when I go over to the Beacom over there, they're just good kids. They'll sit down and talk to you. So in the game of life, they're going to do very, very well. And same thing when you came and talked at the first foundation meeting, and I was hired 3 days before that. And I remember my only comment pretty much through that whole meeting, other than when I gave a little athletic report, was you and Angela and I can't remember who all, Tane, all spoke. And I said, if that's what we're producing, Dakota State's in a good place.
Yes.
And not only were you guys that good, these kids are that good. And so Dakota State's in a great place.
Yeah, I'm very excited. You talk about a great place. Talk about some of the new facilities around here.
Yeah.
We've been growing. We have been putting a lot of money and effort into athletics.
Yep.
How has that helped?
Oh, I think it's helped immensely. Of course, you got the football field, Brian Kern Stadium, Beacon Premier Complex, Blakely Field, all the names. And then you got the Dan Beacom track facility, soccer facility. I mean, those are, when I say, and I say this relatively speaking by size, they're as good as anyone in the country. Just add bleachers or add seats, and they're as good as anyone.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're by far the top ones in the NAIA. And in Division II around our neighborhood here, the NSIC schools and things like that, they're as good as any of theirs. Our fitness room, our training room down there are two of the best. And then the locker rooms are now getting finished. Working on a few other finishes. Pretty incredible. And, we're close on another big project. We don't want to talk about that too much, but, we've crossed 2 hurdles, and, we got 1 hurdle to go to the finish line. And not if, when that happens, that's going to be a game changer. It creates the old Fieldhouse can now become a basketball and volleyball arena like it's meant to be.
Yes.
Not a multi-purpose facility. And we can do some things in here. And we got a few plans to enhance a few things here. So I'm excited. I love building projects anyway. I'm a trade of a handyman anyway. So I love being involved with some of those things. But yeah, with recruiting, I mean, I know like tomorrow, Kevin, Coach Williamson's got 2 or 3 groups coming in. They're going to the president's suite. That's where they're going to have their meeting.
Yeah.
How great! Look, let's have a little lunch, and we'll look out over that beautiful football stadium.
Absolutely.
How do you say no to that?
Right.
And then we're going to walk down to the training room and the weight room. And where are you going to go to find something like that? I mean, you have to go to an SDSU to find that. You're not going to find that at an NAIA school or even a lot of Division II schools. So it's incredible. I mean, as a coach, you got to love it, and they do.
Yeah, for sure. Last question before we let you go here, Bud. For many of those who don't know, Bud is a longtime referee of wrestling. Is there some new things maybe that we could look forward to maybe someday at DSU? Is it a long-term plan?
Well, when we get the lacquer millions to build our new arena, I would love to add wrestling. But one, right now we just don't have a place to practice.
Yep.
And then if we have meets, we got to take away practice time, setting up for wrestling meets and stuff. And I don't want to do that to the basketball teams and things. But, I think we could very easily host wrestling. And there's not a lot of opportunities in South Dakota. We got a lot of great wrestlers in South Dakota. But, yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to stay here.
Forever, bud.
Yeah.
You can't leave us.
Yeah. But that would be one thing, would be on my, if it's a 5-year plan or something like that. Golf is very close to, getting started. I thought maybe we could get it started this fall, but it's probably a year away. And maybe we'll then start pushing toward that wrestling, because there's another one that's out there that's a hot sport right now, growing. It started in the South, moving up. Women's flag football.
Yeah.
I mean, it's moving north. It's moving north, and there's more and more teams in the central part of the country, and it's getting closer. You don't want to start something that you have no competition in and around you. We do enough traveling, but if teams start getting that in and around here, that's something. So, to me, those would be some of the things on the horizon that could potentially be added here at Dakota State, just to enhance our student-athlete experience for the kids. It's a great place. I've lived in Madison now going on 40 years. It's a great place to live. Obviously, you went to school here, and now you're staying here with your wife teaching at the elementary and stuff. So it's just a great community, and it's close. If you want bigger and better things, it's close to Sioux Falls. You're only 3.5 2.5 hours from Minneapolis, Omaha. So there's a lot of places within driving distance. So love Madison, love Dakota State.
For sure, definitely opportunities to continue to grow.
Yeah, absolutely.
As the point of the question is the future of DSU, and I think it's very, very bright.
I think so too.
Yeah, thanks again, Bud. We appreciate it. Bud Postma, Director of Athletics here at Dakota State University. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Braxton.
Welcome back to the Dakota State University Trojan Fieldhouse. You just heard from Director of Athletics Bud Postma. I am Braxton Locker. We're back for a second half matchup. 31-20 Trojans as we get back underway. Good start there by the Ore Diggers, a good defensive possession. Carlson, she is going to be at the top of the key. She'll dribble drive with her left hand, pressured by Dyer, who has 3 fouls, and she converts on a long layup with her left hand. Trojans come right back with their pressure of their own. Open lady is Bria Osmond. She drains it. Another dangerous pass to Hauber. Hauber picks up her dribble, gives to Carlson. Carlson, top of the key, drives with her left hand, finds an open Ore Digger for a 3, no good. Rebound, Tabor Teal. Teal's going to drive with her right hand. She finds a running Brooke Gunderson. Gunderson to the corner. She looks for Wasman. Wasman dribble drive with her right hand. She goes up and gets fouled hard, and we're going to shoot 2. Bria Wasman to the line. Fouls on number 10, Avery Carlson. That is her third. Quick third foul here as she's going to get subbed out for Rachel Van Blaricombe. Wasman to the line to shoot a pair. Good for Wasman on the first. Fieldhouse is packed tonight. It's the 7th annual Ag Ball. We honor our agricultural producers in the state of South Dakota as Wasman hits her second. For those listening from Montana, we welcome you to the great state of South Dakota, the Sunshine State, home of Mount Rushmore, but also home of a lot of agriculture, soybeans, corn, wheat, barley, oats. A lot of row crops. As the Ore Diggers are going to drive across the timeline, they get it underneath to Wangren. Wangren finds Nielsen. Nielsen gets double teamed back out to the top of the key. Hauber. Hauber underneath, dangerous pass, intercepted by the Trojans. Sarah Watkins dribble drives with her left hand, finds an open Ella Karstensen. Top of the key, no good off the front iron. Rebound, go the Ore Diggers. Diggers cross the timeline, give to Nielsen. She's been up there a lot. Back down by Hauber. Hauber gets stripped underneath by Bria Wasmond. Bria begs that it's all ball. The refs disagree that she got a hand. Fouls on Bria Wasmond. That's her second. Some foul trouble here for the Trojans. They're okay right now, but got to be conservative. As a steal by Bria Wasmond. She's going to dribble drive down, go up, get a foul. And she's going to go back to the line to shoot 2. See the student section back down there. The pads to keep them back. Brand new here at the DSU Fieldhouse. Bria Wasman's go to the line to shoot 2. That foul's on number 22, Brooke Benovic. Her first. Wasman to the line. She converts on the first, 37-22, make it 38-22. 8:12 to go. Substitution comes Hampton Hines, the pride of Huron, South Dakota. We welcome all of you from Huron, South Dakota to the live stream tonight. Excuse me. Inbounded to Nielsen. Nielsen is going to give it up to Hauber. Hauber. 3 seconds left to go as the ball is tied up. Possession to the Ore Diggers. 2 seconds to cross the timeline, and Coach Jeff Graham wants a timeout. We're going to take a 30 to 45 second break. We'll be back. Third quarter, you are live on Dakota State University's YouTube channel, home of your Dakota State University Trojans. Welcome back to Dakota State University, live on YouTube here in Madison, South Dakota for this Ag Ball matchup between the Montana Tech Ore Diggers and your Dakota State University Trojans. Ore Diggers have 2 seconds to cross the timeline. 1, 2, should be a 10-second violation, and yes it is, as the Ore Diggers were not paying attention. Another turnover go to the Trojans. Looking at some of those turnover numbers in the halftime, we talked about them. It has flipped 11 now for Montana Tech, 8 for the Trojans. Two of the least turnover teams in the NAIA as Tabor Teal gives it up to Bria Wasman. She dribbles with her right hand, passes it back to Tabor Teal. Tabor Teal beats her girl off the dribble, but gets help defense. Ella Carstensen open, and she misses long. Rebound goes to nobody, out of bounds, and goes to the Ore Diggers. Montana Tech out of Butte, Montana. As they get it in, Carlson gets double teamed. She gives it up. That's Benovic. Benovic gives up to Hauber. Hauber rejected at the rim by the defensive North Star Player of the Year last year, Tabor Teal. Dribble by Bria Wasman. She gets her tip back to Hampton Hines in the corner, no good. Here goes Wangeren. Wangeren, she gives it up to Nielsen. Nielsen dribbles with her left hand, then crosses back over to her right, finds Hauber underneath. She goes to her right shoulder, no good. Rebound go the Trojans as they push it. Ella Carstensen off to the races. Nearly travels, gets her own rebound after it gets rejected, and turns the ball over. Hauber gives it up to Carlson, 2-on-1. She pulls up, good from about 3 feet. Trojans inbound, and it is just a track meet here. Continually passing at the top of the key, gives it to Tabor Teal. Left-handed Sierra Watkins, she goes up, gets rejected, and the ball stays with the Trojans. Madeline Hansen comes into the game. Kenzie Simmons comes into the game for the Trojans. For the Ore Diggers, number 21, that's Kylie Conan. She had 4 early points. And number 33, Haley Niebauer. Tabor Teal dribbles with her right hand. Gets the and one. That's the North Star Conference Player of the Year right there. Tabor Teal, All-American, is going to go to the line to convert on the and one. The leading point getter for the Trojans, she averages right around 16 points this year. We're going to get another substitution. Brooke Gunderson comes into the game.
Number 2, Gunderson back on court.
Tabor's already got 7 tonight. Make that 8. Chappell comes in for Teal.
Angelina Chappell coming your way.
Ore Diggers to inbound here. Going to get again pressured by Madeline Hansen and the Trojans. They make a long pass to Niebauer. Niebauer picks up her dribble, finds Carlson. Carlson, long pass to Wangeren. Wangeren from 3. I believe that might be the first three-pointer. Yes, it is the first 3 that the Ore Diggers have hit all night. 27-41, Trojans lead. Angelina, she gives it up to the corner to Hines. Hines looks underneath in the pick and roll, intercepted, but she goes digging, and the ball goes between Brooke Gunderson's legs, recovered by the Ore Diggers. Ore Diggers cross the timeline, 2-on-2, and finally the rest of the girls catch up. Pressure underneath by Simmons, inbound underneath to Niebauer. Niebauer to Carlson at the top of the key. She pulls up, floater, good. Sorry, that's Wangeren. Wangeren's been good from that inside the paint. She gets to those elbows, and she's been able to convert all night long. Pass to Chappell at the top of the key. Back cut by Simmons, and she lays it in for 2. Perfect chemistry right there. That's why we're already in January. Those two got it locked down. Wangeren dribble drives right hand. Another pull-up short on this one. Rebound goes Hampton Hines. Hampton gives to Madeline Hansen. She crosses the timeline, gets to the three-point line. Dribble drive. Back to the top of the key. Hampton Hines, long 3, buries it. Cash money for the Trojans from deep. Madeline Hansen on the defense, and then she goes. Kenzie Simmons reaches over top of Haley Niebauer. Niebauer there with a great drive in transition is going to go to the line to shoot a pair of 2 of them. As I just mentioned, The big difference right now in this game is 7 3-pointers for the Trojans versus 1 for Montana Tech. Granted, they've only taken 4. They've lived most of their shot attempts have been in the paint. The Trojans, about half of their shots come from the 3-point line. Neibauer is good on the first free throw. Neibauer with her second one. No good. Rebound, Ordiggers. Oh, no. And we're going to get some back and forth here. Looked like maybe a trip, maybe not a trip, and then we're going to get a media timeout. We will take a minute break here, and we'll be back. You're live on Dakota State University's YouTube channel, home of your Dakota State University Trojans. Welcome back to Dakota State University, home of your Dakota State University Trojans. Welcome to Madison. 46-30, 16-point game. Dribble drive, there go by the Diggers. 13 on the shot clock. They'll give it to the top of the key. Carlson back. Dribble drive by the Ordiggers. Another dribble drive there by number 22, Vadovinak. Rebound by Caitlin Dyer. She'll dribble drive and hand to Kenzie Simmons. Kenzie Simmons goes to the middle lane and is stopped by the Diggers. Madeline Hansen dribble drive. Caitlin out to Mackenzie Simmons. No good. A rebound is tipped, and it's going to go to the Ordiggers.
Back on court for the Trojans, number 11, Tabor Teal.
Appreciate all my Ordigger fans out there listening in tonight from Butte, Montana, and all the Madison fans here as well. We're in a packed house here in Madison. Inbound go, the Ordiggers. They're going to cross the timeline. Wangren, she gives it up. 3-pointer, no good. Rebound goes Teal. She grabs the rebound, gets her dribble, crosses the timeline. Right hand to Teal. She finds an open Madeline Hansen. No good. Long rebound back to Madeline Hansen. She gets her own. Tries to find Teal. Tip to Dyer. Dyer goes to the top of the key. Mackenzie Simmons, and she's good. Another 3-pointer. Make it 8 for the Trojans as they lead 49-30. Ordiggers inbound the ball. They're going to cross the timeline. Vadovinak. She gets her ball tipped by Tabor Teal. Pushing in transition goes Teal. Teal to her right hand. Swings it out to Mackenzie Simmons. Simmons makes the girl miss. Goes to her left. And we're going to get a quick foul after the rebound.
Fouls on the Trojans, number 2, Brooke Gunderson.
Fouls on Brooke Gunderson, her second. Like I said, some foul trouble here for the Trojans as Brooke picks up her second. We're going to get an injury timeout here. We're going to take a 30-second break. We'll be back. You're live on Dakota State University's YouTube channel, home of your Trojans. Welcome back to Madison, South Dakota, home of your Dakota State University Trojans here at the Trojan Fieldhouse. 49-30, 3:24 left to go in this third quarter. As the Trojans apply pressure early, dangerous play there by Caitlin Dyer as she reaches in, but they do call it a tipped ball out of bounds, go to the Orediggers. 6 seconds left. It's been a problem getting it across the timeline tonight for the Orediggers. They back cut in and out. They get the pass in to Haber. Haber, she is met with two Trojans in a sandwich, and they're gonna get Bria Wasmond with the foul. Her third. Bria with 3 fouls now. Again, this is where Trojans got to be a little bit conservative. Up by 19 here, can play a little bit more lackadaisical, but that is not Coach Mo's style by any means. Inbound to Nielsen. Nielsen's going to get it to Haber. Haber at the free throw line, good for 2. She's been good anywhere in the paint tonight. We're going to get a pass to Caitlin Dyer. She's going to dribble it off her own leg, and that's recovered by Carlson and the Orediggers. Orediggers 2-on-1. Carlson pulls up. No good off the front of the iron. Rebound goes Tabor Teal. Tabor up to Caitlin. Caitlin's going to get an easy lay-in as the Trojans lead 51-32. Pass, go the Orediggers, and it's intercepted by Bria Wasman. That's what that front court and back court pressure does by the Trojans. It wears you down. Tabor Teal from deep. Good! Orediggers got to stop the bleeding. Timeout, Coach Graham. 54-32, 2:34 left to go. The Trojan Fieldhouse is alive and well. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back. Welcome back here to Madison, South Dakota, home of your DSU Trojans. We're live on YouTube for all those listening. Orediggers are going to cross the timeline, down 32-54 to the Trojans with 2:20 left to go in the third. Good shot there by Nielsen. She goes up with the right hand. Ball's tipped out of bounds. Possession, Trojans. Inbound goes to Bria Wasmond as she's going to dribble up and get to the time stripe. She'll drive with her right hand. One-on-one coverage there by the Orediggers. Bria's going to take her time and dribble it out. Trojans' enemy right now is time. Could have been possibly a foul on Tabor Teal. That would have been really dangerous. Ella Carstensen, she drives with her right hand and gets hammered underneath. Avery Carlson's probably going to pick up her 4th foul now, so a little bit dangerous here as well for the Orediggers. We're only in the third quarter. We got another one to go. Both teams will be shooting in the bonus. They're both at 4. Bria Wasman underneath finds Sierra Watkins. Watkins to Ella Carstensen. Carstensen dribble drives and passes it, but off the fingertips of Bria Wasman. Orediggers inbound the ball. And they're going to pass it across the time stripe. Boom goes the dynamite as number 30, Liv Wangeren, converts. And the Trojans are going to turn it over after a pass tipped off the knee. 54-34, substitutions for both sides here, it looks like. For sure, the Orediggers. 1:29 to go. Orediggers get the ball inbounded with Badovinik. She passes it ahead. They get it to underneath, and it's going to be tipped by the Trojans. Possession to the Diggers. Wangeren underneath. She punt fakes, gets it into Haber. Haber gets it tipped. Stolen by the Trojans. Goes Tabor Teal. She looks to go ahead to number 1, Bria Wasman, and finishes with her left hand. A lot more pressure continually to be placed by the Trojans here. Trojans, their best quarter is the third quarter all year long as Coach David Moe begs for the travel and they don't give it. Back cut there. Good play by the Orediggers to convert and get 2 points. Van Blaricombe with that one. Bria Wasman drives to her left hand, bounces it off, fumbles the ball but gets it to Tabor Teal. She's wide open under, no contest, and Tabor Teal converts for 2. That's her 13th point of the game. Orediggers get it across the line. They go to the right hand. Easy dribble drive by Brooke. Crossing the timeline goes Bria Wasman. She's going to dribble drive. Shot clock is out. 16 seconds to go. Trojans lead by 20. She passes it to Watkins. Watkins back to the top to Tabor Teal. Tabor Teal to her right hand, scoop and score. 3-2. We'll see if the Orediggers can get one shot off. They do. No good. Good end of the run. Like I said in the pregame, third quarter has been best for the Trojans. It proved to be again tonight. They extend their lead. We're going to take a minute timeout. We'll come back, and we're going to be here for some fourth quarter basketball. You are live on Dakota State University's YouTube channel, home of the Dakota State University Trojans. Welcome back to Dakota State University, home of the Trojans. We're back with some fourth quarter basketball here between two top 15 NAIA basketball teams. Dakota State University starts with possession. They're going to dribble drive in the front court. Stolen away by the Orediggers. Diggers come down with their right hand, number 22. She goes up and converts on the and one. That's Brooke Badovinak again. She has been dangerous. She got hot at the end of the third quarter, and she's already starting to get hot again here in the fourth quarter. She's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Badovinak good. Dakota State University is going to get the ball in. Montana Tech is going to apply a little bit of pressure here. They pass the ball up. Continually pass. Angelina Chappell finds an open. Caitlin Dyer in the corner. Again, good for 3. Trojans, that's their 10th three-pointer of the game. Dribble drive by Badovinak, and she's going to go up again for 2. She's been their main offense here in the third and fourth quarter as the foul goes on number 44, Angelina Chappell. Badovinak at the line. She shoots and misses the front one of 2. Badovinak shoots her second, and it's good. 42-63, Trojans lead. 9:19 left to go in the fourth. Orediggers are going to apply some pressure, but the Trojans handle it well. Madeline Hansen, she gives it to the top of the key to Caitlin Dyer. Dyer gives back to Kenzie Simmons. Simmons on the drive. She kicks to Dyer again. Deja vu, that's her second in 2 possessions. Caitlin Dyer, that's the 11. They're 11 for 25. The dangerous part of the Trojans is when they get hot from the three-point line. Dribble drive, and Madeline Hansen is going to whack the arm of Haley Neibauer. Substitutions, Nielsen and 14, AZ Arave. Orediggers look to inbound, and they do get it in. Passing it back and forth to Neibauer. Neibauer to Avery. Avery to Nielsen, top of the key. She's been good from the elbow all night, and she keeps that trend going. Possibly an elbow to the nose for Chappell as she holds her nose there. Looks like she's all good. Trojans handle the pressure well, find Madeline Hansen. She goes to her right hand, nearly stolen away. She gets it back to Dyer at the top of the key. Kenzie Simmons is going to drive with her right hand, has some open room, takes a shot. Rebound, Angelina Chappell. Look at that hustle underneath by Angelina. Sarah Watkins at the top of the key. She passes it, and stepping out of bounds is Madeline Hansen. Turnover, Ordigger basketball.
Back on court for the Trojans, Carstensen, Gunderson,
Teal, Gunderson, Karstensen back in the game. Some foul trouble for those that haven't been watching, that are just joining us. A little bit of foul trouble for the Trojans and the Orediggers on that matter. Orediggers get trapped, stolen away by Madeline Hansen, the freshman from Del Rapids, goes up and gets the basket. Those newly installed pads on the wall, holding the Trojans faithful back, has been a big help to keep those students out of the way. Orediggers are going to be at the top of the key. She dribbles with her left hand as Carlson. Passes it out, no good by Badovinik. Madeline Hansen leads the Trojans again to the top of the key, gives to Tabor Teal. Teal gives to Gunderson, Gunderson to Karstensen, Karstensen to Hansen. Back to Carson, back to Hansen. Hansen drives. Open three-pointer, didn't take it. Ella Carstensen dribble drives with her left hand, tries to put it up with her right and gets rejected. Free release is Badovinik, and she puts in the easy two. Trojans definitely missed her getting back, and she scores the easy layup. Gunderson, dangerous pass to Teal. Madeline Hansen leaves the girl, and she passes up to Dyer, who shoots a three, and then we get a foul on the rebound underneath. I believe that foul might go on Brooke Gunderson. Her third foul, and we're going to get some more substitutions. Madeline Hansen shift ends, and she's done well in that quick time that she had, and she's going to bring back Bria Wasmond. Orediggers are going to sub as well. Cameron Ketchum joins the Orediggers, and she takes a long three. No good. Rebound is battled for, but won by the Orediggers. Carlson goes underneath. No good for Haber. Carstensen, she's going to drive down the court. She gives up. Bria fakes the three-pointer, tries to drive, gets stopped. Carstensen finds Gunderson. Gunderson bullies her way inside with the left hand. It converts off the glass. Brooke Gunderson with her first points of the game. Gunderson has been a pest all day on defense. You know, Coach Mo has started her today in these last couple games because of her defense. Good drive by Nielsen, too long, too hard off the glass. Good rebound there by Ella Carstensen, as that pass was read by the Orediggers, but right opportunity, Gunderson was running free. Carlson gives it up. Underneath to Nielsen. Nielsen to the top of the key. That's Ketchum. Ketchum hands to Carlson. Carlson gives off to Nielsen. Nielsen drives, no good, long off the back iron. Dyer then gets fouled, I believe, by number 31, Hallie Haber. Yep, gonna get Hallie on the foul there. 5:32 left to go, 46-70 here in the fourth quarter. The big difference right now is this three-point shooting of the Trojans, 11 of 27, 40% from that three-point line. Pretty even from the charity stripe and pretty even from their field goals, but the Trojans have just buried a lot of deep three-pointers. Simmons gives up to Teal. Teal makes a girl miss, gives to Brooke Gunderson. Gunderson fakes the three-pointer, gives to Wasmond. Wasmond Wasman to Simmons, underneath, gets double team Teal. Finds an open Trojan. Hampton Hines on the dribble drive. Brooke Gunderson, 3, 2, 1 on the shot clock, and she gets fouled in the last maybe 10th of a second on the shot clock. She's gonna go to the line to shoot 2. Fouls on number 33 for the Ore Diggers. That's Haley Neibauer. Gunderson misses the first one of 2. Brooke, a senior this year, hits on the second one. Little highlight on Brooke Gunderson. She's been a 4-year player from Buffalo, Minnesota, Buffalo High School. She has been one of the most scrappiest players, and I know Coach David Moe just absolutely adores that she gets to continue to use her talents on this team. Underneath there for the Ore Diggers, that's number 33, Haley Neibauer. Gunderson was a career player here for the Trojans. She's continued to help them in all 4 years. Some swinging passes. Kenzie Simmons in the long corner, off the back iron, no good. Rebound go the Ore Diggers. Catch them. Excuse me. Underneath. Ore Diggers, long off the iron. Ball's battled for and is going to be held. Badovinik and Hampton Hines were the two digging at that ball. Possession go to the Ore Diggers. And we're going to get a media timeout here. 71-48, 4:20 left to go in the fourth quarter. We're going to take a media timeout. We'll be back. You're live on Dakota State University's YouTube channel, home of the Dakota State University Trojans. Welcome back to Dakota State University, home of the Trojans. And this top 15 matchup, deep 3 there, no good for Ketchum. Wasman's gonna get the ball. She's gonna dribble all the way underneath. She gives to Kenzie Simmons, who then drives. Tabor Teal finds Hampton Hines. Hines over, and three-pointer is missed, but rebound by Sierra Watkins. Watkins gives to Simmons. Tabor looking underneath to get the ball, gets it poked away. Good job there by number 31, Hallie Hauber. Hauber gives to Neibauer. Neibauer puts the ball overhead, then dribbles with her right hand. Back and forth. Hauber up, no good, and we're gonna get a late foul. She's gonna go to the line to shoot 2. Some information over the break that I got. Brooke Badovinik set some scoring records for Butte Central basketball during her day. She was a single season record in points as a junior with 671 points, and she tied the single game record of 42 points. That's your Butte, Montana Ore Diggers history of the day, as the first one falls for the Ore Diggers. Hauber. No good, in and out on the second one. Rebound by the Ore Diggers, that's 24. Celine Morel. Good there. Again, Badovinik with 12 points today. Converts on that one as the Trojans cross the time stripe. Dribble there by Mackenzie Simmons. She gives a Tabor Teal strong with her left hand, and it trickles in. Trojans are going to apply more pressure there. as the Orediggers get the ball across the time stripe. Top of the key, Ketchum. Ketchum no good, short off the front iron. Here come the Trojans. Sierra Watkins gives it up, and we're gonna get a substitution timeout to get some players into the game. Checking into the game here for your Trojans is Madeline Hansen. They also have number 14, Lily Ross from Hill City, a sophomore. They get number 13, former football player, for those of you listening, from Pierre, South Dakota, state champion Ryan Berry. As well into the game is number 21, Eliza Oltmans from Alexandria, South Dakota, out of Hanson High School. Underneath the Chapel, top of the key, back to Hansen. Hansen gives to Berry. Berry to Eliza Oltmans. Oltmans drives, gets double teamed. She gives to Berry. Berry 7 seconds on the shot clock. Long pass tipped by the Orediggers. Wangren with the tip right there. For those of you who don't know, the perennial powerhouse Pierre, South Dakota, got Ryan Berry to come out and kick, and she won a couple state championships. Ryan Berry with a good pass and good move, strong off the glass, and she fights for the rebound. Great possession there by the Trojans as they're going to get it back with 20 on the shot clock. 2:20 to go in the game, 73-51. Ball is inbounded to Chapel. Chapel gives to Lily Ross, to Eliza Oltmans, to Berry. Berry drives, gets a screen. Chapel, Berry. Berry drives, right hand, gets nearly pushed out of bounds. Finds Eliza Oltmans. Madeline Hansen, 2-1 on the shot clock. Throws up a prayer. Shot clock violation. Turnover for the Trojans. 2 minutes left to go in this game, 73-51. Inbound by the Orediggers. Diggers cross with Wangren. Wangren gets tripped up there by Lily Ross as all the Trojans go to help her up. Orediggers are in the bonus, so they're going to shoot 2. We're going to get some substitutions here. Maybe a little confusion on who's coming into the game for the Orediggers. Big difference again, like I mentioned earlier, 11 for 29, 37% for the Trojans. As Wangren hits the first. 37.9% for the Trojans from the three-point line, 1 of 8 for the Orediggers. And that second one is good. Haley Neibauer comes into the game for the Orediggers. Ag ball ceremonies are underway here. Farmers are here. Ranchers, crop growers are all here tonight. The Fieldhouse is packed. A little bit more on our ag ball. The Dakota State University Athletics Department invites all the local farmers, ag farmers, whether that be beef or row crop, to come and have a night to celebrate the agricultural roots of South Dakota. Similar to Montana, your roots being in iron ore, ours are definitely in agriculture. As with 1:43 left, Trojans lead by 20. Possession Trojans, they get the ball in to Lily Ross. Lily Ross with a dangerous pass to Ryan Berry. She has to fight through contact and fouls. Looks like Cameron Ketchum. For those of you that remember, the Orediggers and the Trojans played football this year against each other. First year in the Frontier Conference was a great battle. I ended up getting to go to that game. And I loved every minute of being out in Montana. Beautiful scenery, beautiful people, great hospitality. It was really refreshing to get to go out there and see some really cool people. Madeline Hansen, she gets the ball. She gets it back now after a couple passes. Ryan Berry gets it to Lily Ross. She puts the ball overhead, looks for Angelina Chapel underneath. Ball's tipped back to Lily Ross, long on the back end. Orediggers cross the time stripe. That's Neibauer. Neibauer throws it away. Ryan Berry steals it. Couple of pokes at the ball, and it's free again. Orediggers get the possession. Ketchum. She finds underneath Badovinic. Ketchum. Long three, no good. Rebound, Ryan Berry. Ryan Berry, like again I said, state champion football player. Madeline Hansen, she's going to dribble drive, crossover. She gives to Eliza Oltmans, who goes up with her right hand. No good. Rebound, Angelina Chappell. 39-38 seconds on the clock. Trojans lead by 18. Good play there by Van Blaricombe. She's going to get fouled and go up for two. Great opportunity to stick around and watch some more basketball. We're going to skip over to the men's stream after this and call another really good basketball game here. Excited to watch the men play. Van Blaricombe, good on the second one. 30 seconds to go in the game. Trojans cross the timeline, 23 seconds on the clock. 2 seconds separate the shot in game clock. Ryan Berry, she gives to Lily Ross. That ball gets tipped out of bounds. 16 on the shot clock, 18.9 on the game clock. Again, we'll have the men's game following this in about 20 minutes after. Give them enough time to warm up as Ryan Berry gets trapped. Lily Ross pump fakes. She finds Eliza Oltmans. Oltmans drives with her right hand, gets double teamed, finds Lily Ross again for another three. Long three, no good. And 2-1. And that's your ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Trojan victory. Top 15 victory. Another one, 11-0 at home. A great opportunity for the Trojans to prove themselves in the rankings. A good near 20-point victory, a 7-point victory as Dakota State University women's basketball wins this one. We're going to talk with Coach David Moe in the second half of the men's basketball game. Please stick around for that. We got the men's game coming in about 20 minutes. Thank you for joining us tonight. Like I said, we'll be back. This is Dakota State University's YouTube channel, home of the Dakota State University Trojans.
At Dakota State University, we are rising. Rising to shape the future by solving the most critical challenges across technology, security, and sustainability for the betterment of humanity. Rising to meet critical workforce needs with cyber-savvy graduates who never stop learning. Rising to master the technologies of tomorrow in computer science, cybersecurity, data science, artificial intelligence, and quantum computing. Rising to lead the way as a nationally renowned STEM university, shaping a more advanced and secure future for all.
This is the DS Universe, a place where your world is what you make it, where your next chapter